Matildas have kicked off their what is it, Olympics qualifier? Yeah, their Olympics qualification campaign. They started on Thursday night, was it? Yeah, a Thursday night with a game against Iran. One of the funniest games I've ever seen in my life. Australia, Iran aren't a good women's footballing nation, as a lot of people could probably guess. So it was very much a turn up, don't lose the game yourself, and you should win. Australia played a very, very rotated team, probably only one starter in the whole team, and that was Ellie Carpenter, who actually got the first goal, which was very good. And then, despite having 700 million shots, 150% possession, 7,000 passes, just had all of the ball all of the time and had all of the shots. Australia couldn't score, so just after half an hour, they brought on Catley, Fowler, and Kerr, our three best players. Arguably our three best players. And funnily enough, it was Fowler picked up the ball, played it out wide to Catley. Catley crossed the ball into the box, and Kerr scored the second. So it had to take three of our best players come off the bench to score our second goal against Iran at home, which not good, right? Not a good sign, but I think you can just take solace in the fact that it was just one of those games. A good performance from the girls at home, lovely. And then on Wednesday, no, that's not on Wednesday. On Sunday night, we hosted the Philippines with a far stronger team out. It was basically our full team. Arnold, Carpenter, Kennedy, Catley, Hunt. In defence, Gorry and Cooney Cross, Fowler, Razzo, Kerr, Ford were the front four. So it was essentially our best team. It was a team that I'm pretty sure we would have played that exact starting 11 during the World Cup. So, our best team at home against the Philippines. You can guess what happened. 8-0 win. It was 5-0 at half time. Kerr scores 3, did she? Yeah, Kerr scored a hat-trick. Ford hat-trick. Fowler with a goal. And then Claire Wheeler off the bench with a goal as well. So, brilliant performance from the girls for both of those two games. They've kicked off their qualification campaign brilliantly. They'd be top of their group, pretty convincingly. Yeah, top of their group. Philippines are second. Iran and Chinese Taipei are last. The Matildas obviously versus Chinese Taipei on Wednesday night. That's at HBF, isn't it? Is it? I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. So that's at HBF. The game on Sunday was at Optus, and the game on Thursday was at HBF. So overall, good two performances from the girls. Lovely stuff. Good to see Kerr back in the goals, getting the crowd up and going. Good to see Fowler doing what she does, sitting in that number 10 role, floating out to the left, just taking the absolute P1 double five. She's unreal. Like, she has the potential, like, from a purely footballing perspective, she has the potential to be up there with Sam Kerr from a pure footballing perspective, because she's just unreal. Like, technical ability off the charts, mate. Like, off the charts. Like, it's kind of a little bit unreal to watch, because she's got this ability to pick up the ball and have this uncanny ability to, like, accelerate accelerate really quickly off the mark, but keep the ball so close to her feet. Like, the close control and the ability to weave in and out of danger whilst running at full pace is exceptional. Like, it's really, really good. And it helps when you've got players like Kerr and Razzo and Ford around you to really get on the end of some of these movements and get on the end of some of these plays. It obviously does help. I think Ford and Kerr have a really good it's a really, really handy 1-2 punch to have, especially against big sides, because Ford, you can move forward up front, Kerr can, like, drop deeper, and because Kerr's obviously unbelievably, like, has, like, similar to Fowler, has an unbelievable ability to basically do whatever she wants with the ball at her feet. So she can, like, drop deep, she can move out wide. And Ford has a really good goal scoring ability, and has a really, despite being a winger in a traditional sense, she plays very much like an inside forward. She likes to come inside and really make those diagonal runs and really be direct towards the goal. And then you've got Razzo on the other side, who is just pace, like pure pace. She's had a lot of football taken away from her, which is probably why she doesn't seem as polished, is probably the term. She's had a lot of football taken away from her, so she doesn't seem as polished as what Ford and Kerr have, or Kerr are. And then obviously Fowler, which Fowler's obviously the creme de la creme in terms of the young crop of women's footballers we've got coming through. So, yeah, it's one of those things where you can't really take a lot out of this kind of. You can't take a lot out of these 3 games because of the quality of the opponents. You just ticking like miles in the legs, ticking things over, and just really miles in the legs, getting the K's in the legs, and getting game time in, refining the system, tuning the system, and just making sure that everything is balanced and everything is good. And there's no issues in the system, and just getting used to kind of playing with each other again and all that stuff. Obviously, with a lot of them, all of them play overseas. Obviously, some of them play in England, some of them play in different leagues. So naturally, in the first game, coming into camp, the first game is obviously going to be quite sluggish, especially to kick things off. So I expect a good performance on Wednesday night against Chinese Taipei, and also 3 sellout crowds. I don't know the crowd for the game on Wednesday, but I can guarantee you it's going to be a sellout. So for those who sat here and said, "Oh, the people only care about the Women's World Cup. People only care about Matildas because it's a World Cup." Blah blah blah. No. They've cut through. They've cut through. I think it's quite clear to see that they've cut through, and it's like, yeah, okay, you can sit back and you can sit back and snark at the crowds only being there for the Women's World Cup and say, yeah, whatever, they're not going to be there when they play the qualifiers. You're getting 3 sell-out crowds in a row for 3 games which are basically they're basically friendlies. Like, Australia are going to win all 3 of the games quite comfortably. People knew that before the games even happened, and yet people are still rocking up. People still have such a passion for this group of players. They're just so likable. Like, I think that helps. Like they're just so likable. Every single one of them is so likable. You've got one of the best players in the world in Kerr. I think it'd be so disingenuous to say that they haven't cut through. So, very good performance for the girls. Lovely stuff. Just a very good performance for the girls for the first 2 games. I'm sure it's going to be the same in the third. And just very good stuff from them all.